team. We gon' bring it to the house for the home team. Big plays, big wins for the whole team.
This is the home of the Huskies.
They're like amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And you're listening to Game Time.
We can keep the fire burning, let it keep us warm. The world will keep on turning, let it turn you on. And let us not stop learning, we can help one another be strong. Let us never lose our yearning, to keep the fire burning all night long. We've been through this enough, it gets rough, but there's nowhere to run. This is where we belong, we are strong, we can never give up. If we wanted to, we could, but we've always understood to keep looking for the good. Keep the fire burning, let it keep us warm. The world will keep on turning, let it turn you on. Let us not stop learning, we can help one another be strong. Let us never lose our yearning, to keep the fire burning, keep the fire burning, let it keep us warm. The world will keep on turning, let it turn you on.
I'm ready for the bright lights. I'm ready for the highlights. I'm ready when the date is ready for the naysayers. Ready, baby, this is my life. Domination is the game plan. Situation ain't the fame, fam. Motivation in my name, you can take it to this plane. Me and you, we not the same, man. Yeah, I got the power. I know the powers that be. Yeah. No, you don't know nada. I don't know how you can't see. Yeah. For these unbelievable dreams, had to do more than it seems. I speak of these things. Now I got trophies and rings. This is the victory thing. I got this. What you know about that? Work. Hey, you want this? What you know about that? Work. I know you do. I got this. You know I got that. Work. Come on. You want this? What you gonna do? Work. Yeah. I got this.
We hope you're having a good time listening to some great music here on Game Time. Remember, Huskies fans, student athletes represent their teams, fellow students, teachers, and their school community. Athletes are expected to be individuals who will make a good impression for their schools. Another game day tune is coming up here on Game Time.
Welcome to the home of the Huskies. This is your playlist for a great day.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been anything you want.
This is Game Time.
In Malibu, next to you. In Malibu, next to you. We watch the sun go down as we're walking. I'd spend the rest of my life just standing here talking. You explain the current as I just smile, hoping that you'll stay the same and nothing will change and it'll be us just for a while. Do they even exist? That's when I make a wish to swim away with the fish. 'Cause it's supposed to be this high all summer long. I never would have believed you if 3 years ago you told me I'd be here writing this song. But here I am, next to you. The sky's so blue in Malibu, next to you. In Malibu, next to you. You bring color to my life, baby. Now what I see is color. You bring color to my life, baby.
I can't deny it, see, I take around, cause we paint the town any way that we want it, like
Wrestling fans, welcome to the Doghouse and tonight's WIAA Division I Team Sectional event. Wrestling will start at 6 o'clock p.m. Tonight's event is being live streamed if you have family members or friends that are unable to make it. Both matches can be found on YouTube on Husky TV.
Everything change, you rearrange, so don't ever fade. Don't fade, don't fade, don't fade. You bring the color. You bring the color. Yeah, you bring the color. Oh yeah. Before you came into my life, everything was black and white. Now all I see is color, like a rainbow in the sky. So tell me your love will never fade. I won't see no clouds of gray. 'Cause I don't want another. You bring color to my life, baby. Before you came into my life, everything was black and white. Now all I see is color, like a rainbow in the sky. So tell me your love will never fade. Tell me, 'cause I don't want another. You bring color to my life, baby.
and yellow and pink and green.
That's what I see when you're with me. You bring the color.
You bring the color.
You bring the color.
Yeah, you bring the color.
Now all I see is color. You bring color to my life, baby.
More fantastic music just for you.
Because it revs you up.
We're your soundtrack for Eau Claire North High School.
Keep me wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. I was caught up in your orbit, spinning like a bullet. I was wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. Then I shot back down to earth. I keep wondering who's the one replacing me. Take me back to yesterday when I was wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. Then we shot back
listening to Game Time. Eau Claire North, Big Rivers Conference, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship at education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege, with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated.
It's a powerful combination. The Eau Claire North Huskies and Game Time.
I could wrap you in your favorite clothes and kiss your face just so you know that I'm the one who has got your back. Now turn around, don't be sad. I hope you find the love that's true, so the morning light will shine on you. Hope you find what you're looking for, so your heart is warm forevermore. I could fly you away with me to the furthest place you'll ever be. We'd fall asleep by the big blue sea with open eyes so we could see the way it shines for you and I. You know it'll shine until we fly. I hope you find the love that's true, so the morning light can shine on you. Hope you find what you're looking for, so your heart is warm forevermore.
Stop, and everybody here trying to get on top. Everybody from the birth down to the blocks. Gotta hold on tight and don't let go, let go. So you think you hot? Gotta grind hard, give it all you got. You can have it, you can have none. We see that a lot in the ghetto, ghetto. Go on, oh, but they wonder go on, I'll simply say it's on again, it's on again, whoa. The world don't stop, it's on again, it's on again, whoa.
Here at Eau Claire North High School, we're your source for the best music.
Good evening, wrestling fans. On behalf of Eau Claire North High School, we welcome you to tonight's WIA Team Wrestling Sectional. Tonight's participating teams, starting on mat number 1, we welcome the Holman Vikings from the Mississippi Valley Conference and the Menominee Mustangs of the Big Rivers Conference. Vikings are coached by head coach Justin Lancaster. Mustangs head coach is Rylan Lubeck. Moving on to mat number 2, we welcome the Marshfield Tigers representing the Wisconsin Valley Conference versus the West Salem Bangor Catbirds from the Cooley Conference. The Tigers are coached by Cody C. Head coach for the Catbirds is Josh Brewer. Eau Claire North High School, along with teams competing here tonight, as well as the WIA, require good sportsmanship at education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege, with expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Officials for tonight's duels are Steve Anchak, Dave Brandvold, and Steve Schutte. Let's give a warm round of applause to our wrestling officials. Without their dedication to the sport of wrestling, we would not be able to compete here tonight. At the conclusion of the semifinal duels, we will be taking a short break to reset the wrestling mats for the final duel, which will be on one mat. At this time, we ask all that are able to honor America and those that defend our freedom by rising, removing your headgear, and facing the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome, wrestling
Tonight's
fans, to
matches
the
will start at
Doghouse at Eau Claire
138
North High
pounds.
School
Starting
for
lineups
tonight's
right now.
Division
And we'll
1
start with
Sectional
Menominee,
A
138 pounds.
Team Sectional. Just getting started with introductions here.
Moving on to
Tonight's duels will
145
start at
pounds.
138 pounds.
138 pounds on mat number 2. For the Tigers, senior Brett Franklin. And for the Catbirds, freshman Caden Anderson. 145 pounds for Menominee, Jacob Anderson. And for the Vikings, Jared Roddering. Wrestling on mat number 2, 145 pounds, we'll have Hoyt Blaskowski and Isaiah Murphy.
It's ready to get started here. West Salem versus Marshfield on mat number 2. And on mat number 1, we've got the Holman Vikings taking on the Mustangs of Menominee. Early start on mat 2. Looks like potential takedown for Franklin of Marshfield, and there's a takedown. He's looked like he's going to potentially lock up a cradle. Big matchup here on mat number 1. Mat number 1 at 138 pounds. We've got Menominee versus Holman waiting to see our wrestlers. So we've got from Holman versus Kellen Ari from Menominee. So big matchup between two highly ranked wrestlers there. Ari is currently ranked number 2 at 132 pounds. We got a fall on mat 2 where Brett Franklin will get the fall for the Marshfield Tigers, and we're going to turn over the play-by-play of Marshfield versus West Salem to North High head coach Jake Rebin. So Cradiville is currently the number 3 ranked wrestler at 132 pounds. Ari in on a deep double, gets the lift. Cradiville trying to fight him off here. Ari unable to bring him down to the mat just yet, and he's going to bring him down, get the takedown, and going to get near fall. 2 near fall for Kellen Ari of Menominee, and he starts this one out with a score of 4-0. Again, 2 of the top wrestlers ranked at 132 pounds going to come out here and wrestle each other at 138 tonight. So some movement already by the head coaches from both Menominee and Holman. Good showing here tonight at Eau Claire North. The start of having 2 duels to start out the semifinals in Division 1. In years past, it was only the champions of the 2 regionals that would come together. This year we've got the champion and runner-up from both regionals coming together here to duel in this first round, and the winner of these duels will then duel each other in the championship for the trip down to the field house in Madison in a couple weeks. So Cradiville is going to get the escape here. We're looking at a score of 4-1 now in favor of Ari. Both wrestlers wearing their maroon and gray singlets. So
your winner at 145 pounds,
going with leg bands here on mat 1 tonight.
Tigers, Hoyt Blaskowski.
So we get a fall on mat 2, where the Tigers are going to move up now to a 12-0 score over West Salem. That's over on mat 2. Going into the second period now. Cradiville is going to defer. Ari's going to go neutral. Score 4-1 in favor of Kellen Ari of Menominee. So a little change in regional geography this year. The Mississippi Valley schools along with West Salem coming up north here with the traditional Big River schools with the addition of Marshfield out of the Wisconsin Valley.
Wrestling now on mat number 2 for the Tigers, Caleb Denny. And for the Catbirds, Trevor Arntz.
So big thank you to Coach Rebin of the Huskies doing double duty tonight. He's doing the PA announcing as well as doing the play-by-play for the match on mat 2. All these teams will be back here this coming Saturday, same location. Individual sectionals will also be here at Eau Claire North High School. That will be the top 4 individual place winners in both regionals will be here on Saturday to compete for an individual trip down to the state tournament. This one still at 4-1 in favor of Kellen Ari. Ari with a big takedown and near fall to open the scoring in the first period. Cradiville gets an escape in the end of the first period. We go neutral to start the second period, and no takedown in this one with about 20 seconds left now in the second period. Two very good teams here competing tonight between Menominee and Holmen. Holmen with the edge on experience in the team sectional format. Been to team sectionals quite a few times in the last few years. Menominee making their first appearance in a few years now. Again, the winner of this one will go on to take on the winner of Marshfield and West Salem. So Cradiville is going to choose go bottom here. Ari going to ride on top. He's leading this one 4-1. Ari looking to control the wrist underneath here, probably work some sort of tilt, I would imagine. Cradiville's going to have to try to work himself back up to his feet and give himself an opportunity maybe to score a takedown here, but Ari is riding tough. Down to about 1:10 now on mat 1 between Kellen Ari of Holmen and Preston Cradiville of Holmen. No near fall on that tilt attempt, so we stay 4-1. Over on mat 2, we've got the Marshfield Tigers leading by a score of 12-0 in the team score. And the individual wrestler is leading that one 4-1. Crowd coming to life here in this matchup between Menominee and Holmen. We're down to about 35 seconds left now in this third period. Cradiville is going to get to his feet. He's going to get a reversal. Brings this one to a score of 4-3 now. He's going to have to work to get a turn. Looks like the Holmen coaches are content to have him wrestle on top. About 20 seconds left. Working on a turn, working some type of three-quarter Nelson's probably not going to get the turn. Coming back up, maybe going to go out front. Goes back down now behind.
Your winner on mat number 1 by decision 4-3 from Menominee, Kellen Ari.
So Ari with the victory by a score of 4-3. That'll bring the team score now to 3-0 in favor of the Mustangs. And that'll bring us up to the 145-pound weight class. If you're following along at home, you can also follow along on Track Wrestling. You can follow the dashboard there. It's got live updates of both duels. Getting a look at what wrestlers we'll see that these teams put out at 145 pounds. Looks like there's maybe a little blood cleanup on that mat. So 145 pounds now. Mustangs leading this early duel by a score of 3-0. we've got Andrew Weiss of
Now
Holman
wrestling on mat number 1.
and Luke
for the
Pember of
Vikings,
Menominee.
Senior 21-10, Andrew Weiss. And for Menominee, freshman 0-0, Luke Pember.
So Pember comes into this one, a 9th grader. He took 3rd at the regional last weekend, so he'll be wrestling here in the individual sectional. Weiss is a senior. He was a state qualifier last year. Also was a regional champ last weekend, so he'll be back in the doghouse on Saturday. So we had a little blood time. Still 0-0 with about a minute 30. Big thank you to the Husky event workers tonight. They always do a great job of putting on our events here at North High School. They do a lot of work for us. We host a very large individual tournament at North High School early in the season, also a JV tournament. Then we also have the individual sectional next Saturday, so a lot of big thank yous to that crew. They're always here, do a great job, whether it's taking tickets or running the score clocks, running track wrestling and all those sort of things. So a big thank you to those folks. Also a big thank you to our Daktronics student workers, along with Cole Pankratz and Caitlin Moore, 2 teachers here at North High School that help us put on all of our live streamed events. So big shout out to them. So back to wrestling now at 145 pounds. Again, we've got Andrew Weiss, a senior from Holman, and Luke Pember, a freshman from Menominee.
Your winner on mat number 2 by major decision, 12-1 for the Tigers, Caleb Denny.
So Caleb Denny over on mat 2 gets the victory for the Tigers.
Team score, Marshfield.
That brings
16.
the team score over there to
West Salem
16-0 in favor of
152
Marshfield.
pounds.
Still 0-0 on our mat on mat 1. We're going to get a referee's timeout. Looks like we had a nosebleed that needs to get stopped here for the Mustang wrestler. So Marshfield wrestling West Salem over on mat 2. Those of you following Marshfield, that's a tough program. That middle of their lineup is pretty solid. So I think West Salem is going to try to do their best to keep
Now
that score
wrestling for the Tigers,
close as
sophomore
possible, and then try to get
Graydon
some victories where they can
Rohde.
get them and
And for West Salem
try to pull out a
Bangor,
victory over there on
senior
mat
Clayton
2.
Liga.
Still 0-0 now on mat 1 between the Holman Viking wrestler and the Mustang out of Menominee. 30 seconds left in this period. Again, if you want to follow along on track wrestling, you can find the dashboard for both of these duels. You can follow the scores. It's a big takedown now on mat 1 for Holman. Andrew Weiss, he'll lead this one now by a score of 2-0, and that'll round out the first period. So the Mustangs will ride top here. Luke Pember is going to give up the escape now, so Weiss will extend his lead to 3-0. In right away on a double leg, he's going to get the takedown and extend that score now to 5-0. He's got a score of 5-0 in favor of Holman. Marshfield leading over on mat 2 by a team score of 16-0, but it looks like West Salem is going to lead this duel or this match at 160 pounds. West Salem's Clayton Liga is winning this one by a score of 2-1 going in the second period over on mat 2. Weiss is going to crank over a half Nelson now. He's going to get the turn, working for a fall if he can get it here on mat 1. Pember in trouble, and Weiss is going to get the fall.
On mat number 1.
So
Your
3
winner
minutes,
for the Vikings.
22 seconds.
By fall, senior Andrew Weiss.
Weiss will get the fall, 3 minutes, 22
Team score
seconds.
after 2 matches, Vikings 6, Mustangs 3.
PA announcer Jake Rebin giving us a team score on mat 1, 6-3 now in favor of the Holman Vikings. The Vikings are coached by Justin Lancaster. This is his first year as head coach at Holman, longtime head coach over at Freedom High School. The Mustangs are coached by Rylan Lubeck. Lubeck, a former wrestler for the Wisconsin Rapids Raiders. Coach Jason Luloff is in the house, the new athletic director at Holman High School, helping out his team tonight. We've also got former head coach Grant Peisig of the Mustangs helping them out tonight as well.
Wrestling now on mat number 1 for the Vikings, senior Carter Galt. And for Menominee, freshman Jacob Anderson.
So we've got Carter Galt of Holman, a senior, and Jacob Anderson, a freshman from Menominee. Anderson is a freshman with a record of 20-13. He placed third at the regional last weekend, so he will be wrestling at the individual sectional here on Saturday. The Marshfield Tiger wrestler over on mat 2 is now taking a lead of a score of 5-3, 7-3 now on mat 2. The Tigers looking to extend their team score, currently leading this one by a score of 16-0. Vikings leading this one on mat 1 by a score of 6-3. Got a 0-0 tie in this match between Carter Galt and Jacob Anderson. Galt in on a single, looking to cut across to the other ankle. No takedown awarded yet. Now we're going to get a takedown. Referee Steve Anchek on mat 1. We've got Steve Schutte on mat 2. And we've got Dave Brandvold going to be our assistant referee when we get to the finals. Big thank you to those officials tonight. Without these officials, we wouldn't be able to put on these events, so we appreciate their dedication to the sport of wrestling. So Galt leading this one by a score of 2-0, getting started here in the second period. Looking to cradle possibly. Now going to throw in a leg. Anderson looking for the reversal here. We've got a locked hands call on Galt, so Anderson's going to score either way here. Big turn for Anderson. Going to get the reversal. He's got a locked hands call coming his way. And I don't know if near fall is being held by the official, but so we've got 1 point locked hands for Anderson. Anderson going to lead this one now by a score of 3-2. There were no near fall awarded in that little bit of a scramble there. Rhodey of Marshfield is leading on mat number 2 by a score of 9-5. That team score again is 16-0. West Salem Bangor wrestler Clayton Lega was attempting a little throw at the end of the match, unable to get the throw, and Marshfield will win that match by a score of 14-6.
Graydon Rhodey. Team score Tigers 20, Catbird 0 through 160 pounds.
So those of you watching at home might not be able to see, but we've got a full house here in the doghouse at North High School. Exciting atmosphere when you've got two duels going on at the same time. Makes for a great environment, great atmosphere for these kids to wrestle. Opportunity for some teams to maybe get a shot at a team state bid by finishing top 2 in their regional. Holman was the champions of the regional last weekend down in Holman. Marshfield was the champion in the regional that was held up in Hayward last weekend.
Wrestling now on mat number 2, senior for the Tigers, 41-6 on the season, Garrett Willowhite. And
Menominee was the runner-up last weekend in Hayward.
Junior 40-12, Cody Peterson.
West Salem Bangor is leading this one, or I'm sorry, was the runner-up in the Holman Regional, and Marshfield is leading that duel. So Anderson of Menominee currently leading this match at 152 pounds by a score of 3-2. So Anderson gonna ride legs here, try to ride out this period. Holman is really trying to get Galt to be able to come out the back. Anderson working the turn now. About 14 seconds left in this one. Just looking to hang on. 5 seconds now. Anderson looking for a turn. And that'll end this one.
Your winner on mat number 1 by decision, 3-2 for the Mustangs, Jacob Anderson.
So Jacob Anderson of Menominee is going to get the victory and bring the team score now to 6-all. Sitting here behind the Menominee faithful, they pack in the house tonight. Definitely a loud group. Excited to see the Mustangs try to punch their ticket down to the field house in a couple weeks for the team state tournament. I see Jackson Hine is here tonight. Jackson Hine was the former coach of the Marshfield Tigers. So we've got a lot of former head coaches here tonight to cheer on their respective teams. That's always fun to see.
Wrestling now on mat number 1. For the Vikings, senior Matt McBride. And for the Mustangs, sophomore Ray Pember.
So we've got Ray Pember of Menominee and Matt McBride of Holman here at 160 pounds. Little scramble between these two. And Pember going to get the first takedown here. McBride was a regional champion last week. He is a senior, comes in with a record of 37-10. Big match here for the Mustangs, leading this one 2-0, so a little bit of an upset possibly brewing on this 160-pound match. Pember now looking like he's given up a whizzer position there, possibly to McBride. McBride's going to get the escape, but Pember in on a shot. McBride will scurry around behind and get the takedown, and McBride now leads this one by a score of 3-2. Marshfield leading by a team score of 20-0 now on mat number 2 at 170 pounds. It looks like Garrett Willowet from Marshfield will lead that match by a score of 14-5. They're in the middle of the second period there. We've got athletic trainer Katie Ross from Marshfield Clinic Health Services helping us out here tonight. Big thank you to them. Maybe working out some cramps, possibly, for the Mustang wrestler. While we have a little break in the action, big thank you to all the folks at North High School tonight helping put this team sectional together. Coach Rebin to my right calling the action on mat 2 as well as doing the PA announcing. He and his team did a great job getting things set up tonight. Did that before they went and practiced. So a big thank you to his team for all their efforts tonight. Back to wrestling action now. Pember getting up to his feet, working to get an escape. And he scores the escape to bring the score now 3 apiece at the end of the first period.
Fall! Your winner on mat number 2 by fall in the third period for the Tigers, senior Garrett Willowite.
So Willowite is going to get the fall on mat 2 for the Marshfield Tigers. They lead that one now by a score of 26-0. Reversal attempt, and he's going to get the reversal by McBride. McBride leads this one now by a score of 5-3. About 20 seconds into the second period. Nice job by Pember to get the escape. Good match here at 160 pounds. Holman cranking over a quarter Nelson from the front. Going to get the takedown, also near fall. Looking to get the fall for the Vikings is Matt McBride. Tight reverse half, it looks like. Going to extend the arm out here on Pember. Pember fighting off the fall.
Wrestling now on mat 2.
Down to about
For
50
the
seconds
Tigers,
left in this
sophomore
second
Owen
period.
Griesbach. And for the Catbirds, senior Andy Johnson.
Pember unable to fight off the flurry from Matt McBride.
By fall in period number 2, senior Matt McBride.
So Matt McBride's going to get the fall for the Vikings. That'll now bring the team score to 12-6 in favor of Holman.
60 pounds, Vikings 12, Mustangs 6.
So a score of 12-6 going into the 170-pound weight class on our mat here on mat number 1. Over on mat 2, we've got the Marshfield Tigers leading at 182 pounds by a score of 26-0, leading the 182-pound match by a score of 2-0. Again, thank you to all the North Husky wrestlers and coaches for putting on this event tonight. Big shout out to Beth Tooney, the athletic assistant at North High School. She does a ton of work for the Huskies to make sure these events go off without a hitch. And here tonight, making sure that everything is going as smoothly as possible. So thank you to Miss Tooney. So 170 pounds now.
Wrestling now on mat number 1 at 170 pounds for the Holman Vikings, senior Benson Swadek.
We've got Swanek
And for the Menominee Mustangs,
for Holman.
Junior Steele Schaefer.
And Steele Schaefer for Menominee. Swatek with the early takedown in this one at 170 pounds. Again, if you're watching at home and you want to follow the score, log into Track Wrestling, go into the WIAA Division I Team Sectional, Sectional A at Eau Claire North High School, and you can follow along on the dashboard there under the Hub tab up at the top. If you go under the Hub, go to the dashboard, you can follow along on the team scores that follows along with the individual match scores. You can follow that live. Benson Swatek of Holman leading this one. Now he's going to get the turn as well on Steele Schaefer of Menominee. Schaefer is a junior with a record of 23-17. Swatek is a senior. He was a regional champion last Saturday at the regional down in Holman. So he'll come in as a 1 seed on Saturday here at North High School in the individual sectional. Nice job of Schaefer working his way off his back. Time expires on Swatek. He's going to get the 3 near fall, extend his lead to 5-0 now, going into the second period. It looks like Swatek will defer. Schaefer is going to choose to go down. Owen Griesbach of Marshfield is leading that match now by a score of 4-0 over Andy Johnson of West Salem Bangor. Swatek again with a lead of 5-0. Again, the winners of the semifinal duels will stick around tonight, and they will compete against one another for the final with the opportunity to wrestle down at the team state tournament in a couple weeks. That'll be on a Friday night. I believe the first round duel will be at 5:30 down there in Madison. You'll be able to follow around next weekend the seating show on the WIA website. They will put on a live seating show to seed the qualifying teams for the team state tournament, so look for that. Swatek leading this one now 5-0. Team state seeding this year will be done on a live broadcast, which will be exciting for the teams that qualify down there. Big thank you to all the wrestling fans in the house tonight making the trip over to North High School to watch these teams live. I know they really appreciate the environment here. Good show. Looks like Swatek is going to get near fall here. Not sure if he's going to be able to secure the fall. About 5 seconds left in this one. And that'll end the second period. So Benson Swatek of Holman will get another near fall here with a score now of 8-0 going into the third period. Swatek is going to choose to ride top here. He deferred at the end of the first period. Marshfield now leading 8-0 over on mat number 2. Excited to have all of the wrestling fans here in the house, as well as those of you listening at home. Always exciting this time of year for high school wrestlers. So we've got a caution now on
winner
Swatek.
mat number 2 by major decision, 9-0 for the Tigers, Owen Griesbach.
So those of you listening at home, if you want some exciting wrestling action on Saturday, wrestling here in the Doghouse at Eau Claire North begins at 10 a.m. Exciting addition this year is girls wrestling. The girls will also compete here at North High School on Saturday for the opportunity to wrestle down at the Kohl Center this year. High school girls wrestling will be right along with the boys tournament at the Kohl Center next weekend. So if you're looking for some exciting wrestling, we invite you here on Saturday. So Swatek of Holman leading this one by a score of 8-0 now.
Wrestling now at 195 pounds on mat number 2 for the Marshfield Tigers, junior Mason Seidel. And for the West Salem Bangor Catbirds, Miles Olson, sophomore.
You know, all the good help we get here at North High School. Coach Rebin doing double duty to call the action as well as do the PA announcing, because our golden tone of the Huskies, Mr. Dave Decker, doing double duty tonight, down coaching some 7th grade girls basketball down at North Star, getting a victory for the North Star Polars. That is the feeder school for the North High Huskies, and Coach Decker is now going to take over the PA announcing duties. And this one's going to finish at a score of 8-0. So getting a major decision for
Your winner on
Holman
mat
is
number 1 by
Benson
major
Swatek.
decision for the Vikings, Benson Swatek.
Swatek is going to now bring the team score in favor of the
Holman,
Vikings
16,
to
Menominee
16
on mat
to
number
6,
1.
moving on to 182 pounds. Again, plenty of wrestling fans in the house here tonight. Also exciting to see a lot of former wrestling coaches. I see Coach Russ Pelican of the Blue Golds is also in the house tonight, former Blue Gold wrestling head coach, making his way here to watch the Menominee Mustangs. Also got Grant Peisig, former head coach, helping out, as well as Jason Luloff helping out with the Vikings. Coach Jackson Hine up in the bleachers watching his former team, the Marshfield Tigers. along with his dad, Hall of Famer Dan Hine. Dan Hine is a Hall of Fame coach of Wausau West fame.
Now wrestling on mat number 1 for the Holman Vikings, senior Gavin Bramwell. And
Bramwell
from the
goes right to work here at
Mustangs,
182
senior
pounds,
Brady
gets the
Thompson.
takedown over Brady Thompson of Menominee. Brady Thompson was third at the regional last weekend. He comes in with a record of 29-11. He's a senior for the Mustangs. Bramwell is also a senior, comes in with a record of 6-6 for the Vikings. The Tigers extended their lead after that last match to 30-0 now over the West Salem Catbirds. Looks like they're working on another possible fall at 195 pounds. Bramwell continues to lead this one, or I'm sorry, trail this one by a score of 2-1 to Brady Thompson now of Menominee. Sometimes it's hard to tell from top of the bleachers here. We've got two teams in maroon uniforms with gray trim. Over on mat 2, we've got two teams in orange and black, so I don't know if we could have planned that any better. Holman going to get the reversal now on mat 1. Bramwell's going to take the lead on this one by a score of 3-2. Thompson with the reversal, and right to his back is Bramwell. Thompson's going to get reversal and near fall on that. Going to take the lead there by a score of 6-3, working a cradle as we come to an end on this one. I don't know if we need an adjustment on, there we go, the team score got updated on Track Wrestling. Thompson leads this one by a score of 6-3 now. Team score 16-6 in favor of the Holman Vikings. Early going in this one. Started at 138 pounds tonight. Big thank you to the North Husky Booster Club, helping out by selling concessions here tonight. They'll be busy this week. We've got sectional wrestling tonight, then followed by a basketball game on Tuesday night, a basketball game on Friday night, and then the individual sectional on Saturday. So the doghouse is getting put to work here at North High School. So Bramwell gets the reversal, going to give up the escape now. Score on this one is now 7-5 in favor of Brady Thompson of Menominee. Looks like Bramwell looking to get a takedown is going to push Thompson off the mat. He had a nice opportunity there if he's in the middle of the mat to possibly get the takedown in near fall. But off the mat they go, and we're back to the center now. Big match here. Bramwell going right to the takedown and the near fall. Thompson does a nice job of working himself off his back, going to give up two near fall. Bramwell now going to lead this one by a score of 9-7. Barn burner on mat 1. Mat 2's got a competitive match going on over there where Mason Seidel leads by a score of 9-3. Brady Thompson with the escape now, going to bring this one to 9-8 in favor of Bramwell. Thank you to the North High School manager team. They're helping us with the towel tapping here tonight. Got Husky wrestlers helping on mat 2 with towel tapping duties. Got to go with the towel tappers. It's so loud in here tonight, I don't think anybody's going to hear any whistles or any horns.
Decision for the Tigers, Mason Seidel.
I think Bramwell leading 9-8, gonna get the throw, put Thompson right on his back. He's got the takedown as well as gonna get near fall. Now looking for the fall if he can get it right here at the edge of the mat. And there it is.
And winner by fall, Gavin Bromwell Holman.
Bromwell with the fall. Gonna extend the team score now for the Vikings to 22-6.
And now wrestling on mat number 2, West Salem hanger Luke Noel Sr. versus James Clements Jr. from Marshfield.
Looks like we maybe got some shifting going on here of weight classes, or I'm sorry, of wrestlers at their weight classes. Looks like Coach Lubeck is getting a little help from former Coach Grant Peisig on who to put out there next. Follow along on the dashboard on Track Wrestling to get the names up to date of which wrestlers are out on the mat. It looks like we've got Sherfield of Holman and Shepard of Menominee.
Senior versus Bryce Shepard, freshman from Menominee.
Sherfield looking like he likes the head throw, not going to get it though. The big fella is now wrestling on mat 2 at 220 pounds. Tigers leading that one by a score of 33-0 in the team score. Close duel here in mat 1 at 195 pounds. It looks like Shepard had an opportunity at some near fall, but Zach Sherfield able to roll out through, and we've got a potentially dangerous call by Steve Anchek, our official here tonight. All kinds of potential throwing actions here. It looks like kind of precarious position for both wrestlers here. Looks like Sherfield is going to get the reversal and going to come out of it with a armbar, potential near fall there. I think that would be a big change of what Menominee was hoping for. I think our official is holding at least 2 near fall, possibly 3. I can't see his hand. That is 3 near fall for Sherfield. Big throw on mat 2, and Clements, the wrestler for Marshfield, able to roll through and get the fall. That is a big victory for the Tigers on mat 2. Getting the fall at 220 pounds is James Clements over Luke Knoll of West Salem. Holman leading this one by a score of 5-2. Menominee going to roll through now, potentially come out on top, and he does. That's Shepherd of Menominee rolling through and getting the reversal now to bring the score to 5-4. Holman, leading this one by a score of 22-6 in the team score. Holman also leading this individual match here at 195 pounds by a score of 5-4.
And now on mat number 2, 285-pound weight class for West Salem, Cameron City Senior versus Marshfield's Adrian Kruger.
Coach Rebin to my right here can probably attest this is about as loud as it gets in the North Husky Doghouse for some wrestling action, which is always fun to see. Marshfield pulling away on mat 2 in the team score. They're now leading that one by a score of 39-0. On our mat here on mat 1, we've got Zach Sherfield of Holman leading Bryce Shepherd of Menominee by a score of 5-4, where the Vikings are also leading 22-6 in the team score on this one. Little backside half now for Shepherd. I don't think he's going to score any near fall there. About 10 seconds left in the second period. So going to the third period now. Looks like Holman is going to choose to go neutral. Sherfield leads this one 5-4, going neutral with Bryce Shepherd of Menominee. After the conclusion of these two duels, we'll take a brief break to set up for the finals. Big throw now for Shepherd of Menominee. He's going to get the takedown and take the lead on this one by a score of 6-5. Those of you following along at home on the live stream, you will need to switch over to the finals live stream after these duels. The finals live stream can be found on Husky TV. So if you go to Husky TV, you can either Google that, go to the North High website. You'll be brought to Husky TV. Go to the live feed, and you'll look up the finals. The winners of these two duels will wrestle in the finals. So watch along with us in this live stream, and if your team wins this one and you want to follow along for the finals, again, go to Husky TV. That's at North High School. If you go to the North High website, go to Husky TV. You'll find the link for the finals. The finals are under the live feed, so switch over to the live feed for the finals. You can also find the live stream on your respective teams' schedule websites. There's a live link to that as well. Big turn of events possibly happening here on mat 1.
And on mat 2,
Shepherd leading 6-5. He's got a leg in, looking for near fall. Sherfield doing a nice job of fighting that off. It is loud. It is loud in the doghouse. Bryce Shepherd with the fall.
On mat number 1.
In 5 minutes, 54 seconds. Winner by fall in 5 minutes and 54 seconds. That'll bring the team score to 22-12. The Menominee faithful made the trip down
On mat
I-94,
number 2, 106-pound weight class.
and it is full here
Tegan
tonight
Moore,
in the
freshman
doghouse, and
from
it
West
is
Salem
loud.
Versus John Sturwells, freshman from Marshfield.
Coach Revin and I may be going to have to rethink our seating arrangements if the Mustangs continue into the finals. It is as loud as I've ever heard for any event here at North High School, and it is exciting for these teams to wrestle in this environment. Moving into 220 pounds now. Little jockeying of
Mat
positions
number
here, maybe at
1, we have
220
Ron
pounds.
White, senior from Holman, versus Ben Hemlinski from Menominee.
Looks like they're doing a little checking of the weigh-in sheets down on mat 1, making sure we got the 2 right wrestlers. And it looks like we've got Ron White of Holman and Ben Helminski of Menominee. Helminski was 3rd at the regional last weekend, and White was regional champ. The Holman faithful coming to life here tonight. They're getting their wrestler revved up. Looks like he's trying to do a double unders, and he does get the throw at 220. Ron White is going to put Ben Helminski right to his back. He's got 5 already, looking to secure the fall. Helminski doing the right thing, getting himself back to his feet. Ron White going to lead this one by a score of 5-1. Coach Revin is telling me that we're going to go with some spotlight action for the finals, which is going to be exciting. Big throw over on mat 2. The Catbirds coming alive here on mat 2. Mat 2, you've got Tegan Moore of West Salem and John Sternweiss of Marshfield. I think we're going to see some really good wrestling in the lighter weights here wherever we look tonight, looking at the lineup of wrestlers we have. Again, we started at 138 pounds here tonight, currently at the 220-pound weight class, where Ron White of Holman leads this one 5-1, but Helminski coming to life here a little bit. Had to fight off his back right from the get-go, but in on a single now with about 10 seconds left in this first period. Thank you all again for listening at home and watching along on the live stream on Husky TV. Again, follow along on Track Wrestling. If you go to the WIAA Division I hub, you can see the action live. Ron White now with another takedown right to the back of Helminski. He's going to get near fall. Don't know if he's going to be able to secure the fall. But we've got near fall and an escape now. White leads this one by a score of 10-2. I don't think Track Wrestling has caught up yet. Now it has. It's refreshed itself. So again, follow along on the hub on Track Wrestling. You can see both mats, the action as far as the scoring on both mats on the Track Wrestling Hub. Helminski in on a shot again, working himself back up to a base. Kind of shot across the body and in on a single. Looks like White is looking to crossface out of that. Marshfield leading over on mat 1 by a score of 45-0 now in the team score. The Holman Vikings leading this one on mat 2 by a team score of 22-12. We're now in the second period. Ron White of Holman leading this one by a score of 10-2. Great job of Ben Helminski, though, fighting off his back twice to keep himself in this match and not give up the fall. They're at 106 pounds over on mat 2, so a little bit ahead of us here on mat 1. White is going to lock up a cradle here. He's got near fall being counted. Can't tell from this position how he's doing as far as being able to get the fall. Gets the near fall.
On mat 2, Sternwise with the decision. Freshman out of Marshfield.
So Ron White's going to get the near fall, and Helminski's going to get the escape. So now we're looking at 13-3. Helminski in on a single again. He's been in on a single like a couple times tonight. Now popping through. Nice job putting himself in a potential position, at least get a takedown here, which I think would be huge just from the standpoint of bringing the score a little closer, maybe having an opportunity to close the gap, not give up the bonus points. Potentially dangerous there.
Forfeit, Marshfield.
Ron White leading this one 13-3, now about 45 seconds left in the third period. I think the Tigers have wrapped it up now on mat 2. They lead this one by a score of 54-0. Ben Helminski has been fighting off, giving up a fall in this match a couple different times. Done a great job not giving up the fall, but White is leading this one by a score of 13-3 and is very likely going to walk away at least with a major decision. So White gets the major decision now on mat 1.
Ron White, major decision for Holman versus Ben Helminski from Menominee.
So Holman extends their team score to 26-12 over Menominee.
Holman leads team score 26-12.
Tigers got the match wrapped up on mat 2, leading that one by a score of 54-0, and they're at 120 pounds. Some good matches left to go here, but Tigers securely in control of that one. On mat 1 now, on our mat, between Holman and Menominee, I think we're going to see Cody Kwok number 9 ranked wrestler in the state.
On mat number 1,
He's ranked at 220
weight class,
pounds.
Holman,
He's going to
Tristan
wrestle
Brennan,
freshman Tristan Brennan
versus Cody Clark,
of Holman.
Menominee.
So some strategy here on the part of the Menominee Mustangs, looking to probably get bonus points where they can get them, would be my guess. Kwok in on the head throw, little head and arm. He's got the takedown, looking for near fall. Kwok noticeably smaller than Brennan, but Kwok is a senior, Brennan is a freshman. Brennan is a freshman. He was runner-up at last week's regional. Comes in with a record of 13-8. Obviously a solid freshman that can come in and wrestle 285 and finish as a regional runner-up. So Tristan Brennan, very solid freshman. Cody Kwok is a state qualifier from last year, was regional champion last weekend, and currently ranked number 9 in the state. Again, if you're a wrestling fan, Kwok with the takedown. If you're a wrestling fan, you want to get more wrestling action, come right back here to North High School. Saturday, 10 a.m., the individual sectional tournament. If you want to follow along at home, it will be live streamed on Husky TV, so you can watch at home as well. And Teague Fenwick of the Wisconsin Wrestling Podcast will be on the play-by-play on Saturday. So we're going to bring in the professionals, Coach Decker, for Saturday. Us amateurs will do some color commentator, but Teague Fenwick will be on the call on Saturday on Husky TV. Again, the winner of this duel will take on Marshfield in the final. The final will take place about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this duel. We will drop down to one mat. Coach Reben is promising some ambiance under the spotlight here for the finals. A new addition to the North High Doghouse. Kwok now with the reversal and a deep half Nelson right at the edge of the mat. Gonna reverse the half, I think. Looking to reverse the half, maybe look, at least get the near fall before they go out of bounds. And he does, he gets the 3 near fall. Kwok extends his lead now to 9-2. Cody Kwok has got to be careful on those half Nelsons. Brennan is visibly a much larger wrestler, and you never want to get rolled through and be put on your back, so wrestling smart here. Again, if you're following at home, the links to the final duels are linked to your high school's website's calendar page. So if you're at Holman, Menominee, West Salem, or Marshfield, if you go visit your high school's calendar, you would have a direct link to the finals live stream, but you can also just go to Husky TV, go to North High website, go to Husky TV, and click on the live link. Kwok now with the head throw. Good position to secure the fall here, about 20 seconds left, and he gets the fall.
Cody Kwok, senior Menominee.
So after Menominee gets the fall at 285, the team score now is Vikings 26, Mustangs 18, going into the 106-pound weight class. Again, the Marshfield West Salem duel is at 120 pounds. They'll wrap up a little sooner than this duel. Give us an opportunity to reset here to one duel. We'll still have live stream and play-by-play action for the finals, but you'll have to switch over to the finals live stream on Husky TV. Again, go to the Eau Claire North High School website, click on the Husky TV button, and go to the YouTube page. And on that YouTube page, you'll see a live link at the top. Go to the live link and switch over to the finals live stream.
Braden Glasspool on mat number 2 with a victory. And on mat number 1 at 106 pounds.
So Bailey Casey for the Mustang is going to get the takedown on Caleb Rundy of Holman.
On mat number 2 right now, we have Nick Ziegler, Sr. versus Marshfield's Chase Kienhofer, Jr.
Bailey Casey now gets the turn. Bailey Casey leading this one by a score of 2-0. Got double armbar on Caleb Rundy. About 8 seconds left in this one. Gonna get the near fall. Time runs out on Casey, but he's going to get the near fall and lead this one now by a score of 5-2. Marshfield in secure position by a score of 54-3 over on mat 2. So the winner of this one will take on the Marshfield Tigers in the finals. Casey now with the switch and reversal. Going to take a lead of 7-0 now over Caleb Rundy. We're at 106 pounds. If my math is correct, we've got 4 weight classes left to go in this duel. So Casey leading this one by a score of 7-0. Casey now again, double armbar, looking to secure the fall for the Mustangs. The Mustang faithful making some noise here at North High, waiting for referee Steve and check to slap the mat. And he gets the fall. Bailey Casey with the fall on 106 pounds.
Bailey Casey Menominee
Brings the team score now to 26-24 in favor of the Vikings. 26-24 now in favor of the Vikings. The Mustangs jumped out to an early lead at 138 pounds. And both head coaches getting a little input from former head coaches, which is neat to see. Grant Peisig helping out Coach Lubeck, and Jason Luloff giving a little help to Coach Lancaster. Going to switch over, Matt too, going to follow along as well.
On mat number 1 at 113 pounds, Jin Zhang Holman versus Gabe Henderson Menominee.
So we've got Jin Zhang of Holman versus Gabe Henderson of Menominee. Henderson is a freshman. Zhang is a sophomore. Zhang with the takedown on Henderson. But at 113 pounds, started at 138 pounds here tonight.
On mat number 2, Nick Ziegler.
It looks like we're going to go neutral now going into the, oh, I guess we're still in the middle of the first period. I got a little distracted by what was going on mat 2. We're sitting at a score of 2-1 now. Zhang gave up the escape to Henderson. Zhang going to get another takedown here, take the lead now 4-1 over Henderson of Menominee.
On mat number 2 at 132 pounds, Brett Pommendal for West Salem Banger versus Keenan Lederer for Marshfield.
So 4-2 now in favor of Jin Zhang of Holman. Zhang is going to go bottom here. Got a caution on Zhang. Marshfield West Salem match is just finishing up at 132 pounds. Looks like the West Salem wrestler is going to finish off that duel with a fall and bring the team score to 54-9.
Brett Plumidal. Tigers 54-15. Tigers will be advancing. Again, 54 to 15.
So a
against
score
the
to 5 to
Cappers.
4 now in favor of Jin Zhang of Holman. This duel is certainly an exciting one, tightening up with a couple weight classes left to go here. I'm guessing we'll see a pretty exciting match at 100 and, well, possibly at 120 pounds. Interesting to see what these teams do here. Just looking at the lineups. Zhang with the takedown now here at 113, brings the score to 6-4 now. Gabe Henderson working his way to a reversal, only a couple seconds left. That ends the second period now with Zhang leading this one by a score of 8-4. Looks like the Marshfield fans paying a little closer attention to this duel. Those folks from Marshfield that traveled here tonight have all decided that they want to take a peek at see the action of whatever their opponent is going to be after this one. So Zhang leading this one by a score of 8-6 now. Gabe Henderson, though, working hard, gonna get the stall call. There, he's streaming it. Lot of excitement here in the doghouse right now as the Menominee faithful, as well as the Holman Vikings are getting fired up for this one. Great opportunity for some wrestlers who maybe don't always get to be the star of the show, but tonight, this definitely is their opportunity to shine. We've got a sophomore in Jin Zhang, as well as a freshman in Gabe Henderson, showing what they've got here tonight, helping their team out. Henderson in on a single. Zhang with a chin whip. He's gonna get, he got the takedown and near fall. So takedown and near fall on the chin whip for Zhang. Reversal for Henderson. We've now got a team score, I believe, of 11-8. And track wrestling is caught up. It is 11-8 now. Those of you following along on track wrestling, that score is accurate. .24 seconds to go in this one. Jin Zhang of Holman leads by a score of 11-8. Exciting match between these two young wrestlers. So Henderson's going to give the escape. Oh, beautiful high C on the part of Jin Zhang. Coach has got to be happy with that. Gives up the escape and immediately hits a high C for a takedown. And that's great wrestling on the part of the sophomore from Holman. And he's going to walk away with the victory in this one by a score of 14-8.
Holman Jin Zhang.
So moving on to 120 pounds now, the Vikings of Holman lead this one by a score of 29-24. So we've got 120, 126, and 132 coming up to finish this duel. So it looks like we're going to see, my guess is, Brayton Casey of Menominee and Camden Thiel of Holman.
Holman's Camden Thiel versus Brayton Casey.
Brayton Casey is a returning state champion. So you don't get much better than that. Returning state champion for Menominee. Thiel is a sophomore with a record of 21-17. He was a regional champion last weekend at 113 pounds. A very good chance these two individuals will see each other on Saturday here in the Doghouse. Both of them are regional champions. Both these wrestlers looking to not only help their team get to team state, but punch their ticket to individual state on Saturday. Casey leads this one now by a score of 8-0. The Vikings leading the duel by a score of 29-24. So Casey leading this one by a score of 11-0 now. Waiting for Track Wrestling dashboard to update here. Again, a big thank you to our event workers tonight, putting in extra time on a Tuesday night. A lot of former wrestlers helping us out here. Working the score clock on mat 1 is Joe Lilick. He's a high school teacher at North High School, but a former wrestler back in his day up at Tomahawk High School. Over on mat 2, we had helping us out former assistant coach at North High School and math teacher in the the Eau Claire district, Ben Albrecht. The Marshfield faithful will recognize Ben Albrecht. He was a great wrestler for Marshfield back in his day. So Casey with the reversal now leads this one by a score of 13-1. My guess is Menominee is hoping for a fall in this match. Again, we will, at the conclusion of this duel, we're going to reset the gym. We will take a break for the teams to gather themselves. And then I'm hoping that maybe when we switch over to the finals stream, I see a lot of potential for some interviews with some former wrestling greats here in the gym. I see Jackson Hine, a former UW Badger wrestler, former head wrestling coach for Marshfield's here. Dan Hine, his dad, who is a Hall of Fame coach. His fame is over at Wausau West High School. So 15-2 now, Casey leads this one. About 45 seconds left in the second period. Casey's going to get the turn here. Good position to possibly get the fall. He's got both arms trapped. Double armbar. I think he's going to try to sit through, but nice job by Thiel of bridging. Thiel is doing everything he can not to give up this fall. That would be one extra point in this one. It's not often you'll see a team cheer that loudly for a wrestler who just gave up a technical fall, but that was one team point that was saved by Camden Teal. As we always say in wrestling, every point matters, and the Vikings saved themselves a team point on that one. Dominating performance by Brayton Casey to get the tech fall, tie the duel at 29. Moving now to 126 pounds. Some decision making now on behalf of the Mustangs. Doesn't get any closer than this, Coach Decker.
On mat number 126-pound weight class, Turner, Campbell, Holman, sophomore, versus John Whitwam, senior, Menominee.
Huge throw for for Campbell. Gets the fall.
Turner, Campbell.
So Campbell gets the fall for the Vikings in 18 seconds. And that brings the team score now to 35-29. One match left. Coach Decker to my right. Hopefully he's got his rule book handy in case we go to a tie. He promises me he knows the criteria by heart, so he will make sure that the right outcome happens. So last match of the duel here in the semifinal between the Holman Vikings and the Menominee Mustangs. Vikings leading 35-29. A little bit of a scramble here between our two wrestlers at 132. We've got Cohen Lambert, a senior from Holman, and Colin Wolf, a senior for Menominee.
Colin
Wolf
senior from Menominee.
is a senior with a record of 26-14. He was fourth at the regional last weekend, so he will be competing here on Saturday as well. Big throw. By Lambert. Lambert's going to take the early lead in this one, 2-0. reversal now for Wolf. Now we've got Lambert back on top in near fall position here. A lot of pressure on Wolf here. Fighting hard. Nice job, both wrestlers.
Cohen, Lambert, Holman.
Holman is going to walk away with the victory on this one by a score of 41-29.
And your score, Vikings 41, Mustangs 29.
It's probably easier for them to move because they're.
Be a quick intermission here, 20-minute rule WIA from the end of the first round to the start of the second. We are going to have the Holman Viking fans switch sides in the bleachers as you are on the end. Please go to the opposite side of the bleachers for our sectional final between the Marshfield Tigers and Holman Vikings.
Well, congratulations to the Holman Vikings. Great season by the Menominee Mustangs out of the Big Rivers Conference. Always happy to see teams from the Big Rivers do well. Well-wrestled duel for all of these wrestlers here tonight. And we will see all of these wrestlers back here on Saturday in the Doghouse for the individual sectional wrestling meet. You can follow along at home on Husky TV for that one as well. Teague Fenwick of Wisconsin Wrestler Podcast will have the call on that one. And we are going to step away now as we reset the gym. Again, if you want to stick around for the final duel, log on to Husky TV or use the link that hopefully your team provided. Go to Husky TV, click on live, and you will find the finals duel. Again, if you don't know where Husky TV is, go to the Eau Claire North High School website. Smack dab in the middle of the website, you'll see Husky TV. Click on the live link, and we will join you in about 20 minutes. Yes.